going on, Jerome's? So it's really unfortunate that Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Jerome Ezekiel Cousins tore an Achilles, ending his season, and he was rolling this year, and it really sucks. It does. But for the rest of the season, the Vikings, who still have a ton of hope at 4-4, won 3 in a row, 4 out of the last 5, turned into Jiren Hall, maybe Josh Dobbs. Either way, the Vikings will have some competency, a guy that likes to sling it, a guy with mobility under center, as well as great offensive line, great weapons, and an ascending defense under head coach, head coach of the defense, Brian Flores, and overall head coach, Kevin O'Connell. So the Vikings, hope ain't dead yet this year, but looking forward, the question is what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins and his future. He's going to be a 36-year-old quarterback next August, coming off of Achilles surgery. TBD. And Cousins is out of contract after this season. The Vikings cannot franchise tag him because of the void years added to his deal. They don't expire before the tag window closes. Also would have been prohibitive anyway, since he already played on the tag twice in Washington. Thank you, commies. Fantastic. So the thing about it is that Kirk Cousins, he was ascending into playing some of the best ball of his career. Ever since Kevin O'Connell came in, they've sort of mind melded. Last year, Kirk with 8 fourth quarter come from behind game-winning drives, tying NFL record, was super clutch. And this year, he was putting up numbers and helping the Vikings get off the mat and win games. He ends up second in the league in passing yards, tied for first with Tua, who is leading the league in passing yards as well, but tied for first with Tua with passing touchdowns 18, a 103.8 quarterback rating, third in the league, only making $35 million a year, which is 15th. Everyone makes a big to-do about his salary, but it wasn't an issue this year. Won 4 out of the last 5 games, 3 straight wins without JJ, and Cousins was feeling it. And it really, really sucks. And his injury really put a damper on a double-digit win, a 2-touchdown win against your rivals in Green Bay. And now, the question is what's going to happen with Kirk. Kevin O'Connell was very open about saying that he didn't come out and say, I want Kirk Cousins back, but he did everything else but say that. And he went on long soliloquies during his various press conferences, basically gushing about how Kirk was playing some of the best ball of his career. And I think 100% Kevin O'Connell wants Kirk Cousins back because the Vikings could have jettisoned Kirk Cousins at any point over the last 2 years. With Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell coming in, they could have wiped the slate clean and went from there, but they rolled with Kirk because they knew that he was their best chance to win games. Went 13-4 last year, 4-4, wanting some more, getting squared up this year, and Kirk was balling out. And again, it really sucks, and I do think that Kevin O'Connell almost sees himself as a peer of Kirk. He's only 2 years older than Kirky, well, 3. Whatever. Anyways, they're close and they're super tight, and they were playing some great football together. And with Kwesi, so Kwesi's obviously always going to play it close to the vest, keep all options open, really hedge his bets here. But during his presser on Wednesday, he did let a little bit something out of the bag. So Will Ragg of Sports Illustrated, Kwesi says he just spoke with Kirk Cousins, who was already talking about being back for OTAs next year, whenever that might be. Now, if this was done, like if Kirk Cousins and his agent were completely done with the great state of Minnesota, they'd be like, But he was talking about being back for OTAs. Remember, he's not under contract for the Vikings next year, but he's already talking about that. And I think both sides realize that they're going to be better together. And Kirky, right now it's about legacy. Like throughout the various stages of his career, maybe it was about the money, but right now it's about legacy. And Kirk got a taste of rolling things up with 13 wins and winning the division last year. Also playing some of the best ball of his career, frankly, was playing at an MVP level the last month in Kirktober. And he knows that with JJ and Addison, he's got 2 aces. His offensive line is getting together. He's got a very close relationship with Kevin O'Connell, and they're mind melding now. And I think that he sees the writing on the wall that this is going to be his best shot. It's not going to be in San Francisco with Shanahan, and because they may move on from Brock Purdy because he's ass. It's not going to be in Atlanta. It's not going to be wherever. I think that he realizes that he has a chance here. And does he have how much time does he have left? 1, 2, 3 years in his career? If he wants to win a Super Bowl, he understands that it's going to be here. And so my prediction is, I think his injury, since it happened at the midpoint of the season, I think it's going to thin out his free agent market a little bit. And it sort of irrational because he should be 100% by the start of next year. But some teams may be sticklers. Some teams may put injury clauses in. Some teams may not give him the guaranteed money that he's looking for in a 1, 2, or 3 year deal because of the injury, and it may be like, nah. So it could rule out the Niners, could rule out Atlanta, could rule out various places where Kirk Cousins could be shopping his wares next year. Then I think that he does re-sign a 2-year deal with the Vikings. I think it's going to be less than what people think, $38 million per year average, which would still put him towards the mid or back of the pack in terms of quarterback compensation. Remember, Dak and Daniel Jones are making $40 million per year because I think that he understands now that it's not about getting every single nickel out of the team. It's about being able to keep those that you love around you. And the Vikings, I think that they will extend JJ. I think that they'll extend Darisaw. So right away, you got your two most important people on offense, your wide receiver 1, as well as your left tackle who watches your ass, Crime Dog, going to Chili's to celebrate. And then I think they re-sign Danielle Hunter. I think that they do keep the band together. And I think that Jiren Hall, I think that he has a half-season audition to show that he is going to be the guy and is groomed as the quarterback of the future. All that being said, the calculus changes if Jiren Hall comes in and just balls the F out. Where if Jiren Hall comes in, sets the league on fire, or at least shows enough promise that, hey, we can build around Jiren Hall. We're going to start next year, and Kirk, we love you, baby, but it's time to turn the page. I kind of go back and forth because, again, that's contingent on Jiren Hall balling out. I don't think it's a spot where Jiren Hall falls on his ass, which is a non-zero chance. Hopefully it doesn't happen. The pride of BYU rises up. But if Jiren Hall isn't it, I don't see a spot where they don't re-sign Kirk and then they just turn to the draft and like a veteran journeyman like Jabroni Brisket comes on in with, I don't know, JJ McCarthy. I think that's the most unlikely scenario. But again, Jiren Hall coming in being quarterback 1 would be great. But absent that, I mean, if Jiren Hall shows that he's okay and has some promise, I think that Kirk comes back in and re-signs an unfinished business, whether it's a 1, 2, or 2-year deal or a 2-year deal that's basically a 1-year deal with nothing guaranteed in the second year. I think the Vikings and Kirk, again, I think they realize that they're going to be better together, and if they want a chance to make a run in 2024 or even 2025, it's going to be together. It's one of those spots, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kirk Cousins could be back in 2024? Question mark. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.